Hello, welcome to Jan's Views. How the hell are you? I hope you're well. Oh my goodness, there's just so much going on. How could I not go live tonight? I had to go live tonight. I've got to try and sort of keep in the right lane, which isn't easy for me. I'm always going off on a tangent, but I'm going to try my best. As you can see, we're going to be seeing what else the therapist has been saying. We can't wait for that, can we, guys? Before we do that, though, we're actually going to look at something else. It's sort of on the same lines. Yeah, same kind of people. So, yes, it's Christmas. It's Christmas. I still don't really feel very Christmassy, even though we've still got snow on the ground, guys. We've still got snow. So, but it's mainly on the pavements now. So I'm just a bit nervous actually when I go out because I had a fall a while ago. I keep going on about this bloody fall. Yeah, so we're going to be looking at a few things to begin with, and then we're going to go over what our therapist has to say. So first things first, I want to share with you this, and let's see how we go. This, as you probably already recognize, is my Twitter page. That's my Twitter page, guys, and very nice it is too. I have to say. Right, now what I need to do here is just bear with me a second because I can't move it on here. Right, let me take that out again. Oh, this is all going so well. This is going so well. Right, so I have to do this, you plonker. Now I can add it, and then we can go on from here. That's the plan, Stan. So let's see. Yeah, so we're on my Twitter page, as you can see. Such fun and frivolities over there. Today, one of our celebs, you can call him a celeb, called JeremyClarkson, decided he was going to write something in, I think, the Sun newspaper. Now, listen, we all know what the Sun newspaper is like. It's just I mean, I used to read the Sun years and years. We're going back, what, 20 years, if not more. I used to look at the Sun, and now I haven't bought a newspaper for years. We don't need newspapers, do we, really? First thing I've got to... Right, before we go on to what I'm going to talk about, which is Jeremy Clarkson's words in the Sun, I've got to share this with you guys. Hang on one sec. Here we go. Right, are we going to hear it? Who knows what this is?
It's Argentina.
That is Argentina winning the World Cup Championship. They beat France. I wanted France to win because I like France. And I don't like the Argentinians because of something that happened donkeys years ago that nobody remembers. But yeah, let's just see what you're saying in there. Rain here on the south coast, but very cold. Yeah, it's the same here. He's such a dislikable man as it is, but he's so desperate for attention and relevance. Yeah, I agree with you. Do you know what? I actually like Top Gear. I like the old Top Gear, you know, with him, Richard Hammond, and James May. I do. I liked that. But I must say that I read one of Jeremy Clarkson's books a few years ago, and as I was reading it, I was like, do you know what? I think this guy may be racist. That's what I actually thought in just reading his book. I mentioned it to other members of the family, and they were like, well, you've only just realised it, Mum. So let's get on to the bit. Look at the, I don't know if I can. Look, can you see what happens there? This dog. Look at this dog. Was hiding the pussycat. I love it. This is what I like on my Twitter feed. Look, she's like, what have you got there? Come on. What have you got? I know. Oh, there she is. There she is. Ah, I love that. I love things like that on my Twitter feed. Right. Okay. Now let's get down to the one that I was going to talk. Look at this beautiful picture of Meghan's mum and Meghan as a child. And I have to sort of say, I have to confess to you, one of the reasons I love this story is because none of my kids, apart from my eldest son, he's a bit darker, but the rest of my kids are very fair. And there were instances when I had people query who I was to that blonde child, or you know, where's the mother? Where's the real what? What are you looking after that child? No, she's mine. Really? Yeah. So I can, and that's another reason why I can empathize with this couple here. Yeah. Then we've got this funny look at this little tot. I hope you can see it. Look. She's like, oh, I want to play on the ice. Whoa. Here we go. Whoops. See, I love things like that. Right. Now we're getting on to the subject. Okay. Jeremy Clarkson. Put in the sun. I wonder what happens if I make this. Oh, look at this. This is what happens when I press that. That is good. I like that. Okay. He put this in a national newspaper today. It reads, Meghan. Meghan, though, is a different story. I hate her. Not like I hate Nicola Sturgeon or Rose West. I hate her on a cellular level. At night, I'm unable to sleep as I lie there, grinding my teeth and dreaming of the day when she is made to parade naked through the streets of every town in Britain, while the crowds chant, shame, and throw lumps of excrement at her. Why was this allowed? Why was that allowed in our newspaper? Why did the editor not do something about that? Why did the editor allow that to go into publication? If you look here, Carol Vorderman, She's a famous person over here. Don't know what she does. Doesn't do anything really, but she is a famous person. 516k followers. Has put that up, and she's put no Jeremy Clarkson, not on any level, in any circumstance is it okay to write this stuff about any woman, and absolutely no to everyone who's my age thinks the same. Because apparently he's put, oh yeah, he's put there, look, everyone who's my age thinks the same way. I mean, do they? I certainly don't. And I'm probably round about his age. This is what I mean when I talk about systematic racism. This is what I mean, guys. So let's go. I don't think we need to go any further that way. So this is the real fury that's going on my timeline at the moment against Jeremy Clarkson, and for every reason. There's apparently Jeremy Clarkson, this person here who wrote this, recently, I think over the last couple of days, had a meal, was invited to, I don't know where it was, and they met with Camilla. You know Camilla, who was Prince Charles's bit of fluff back in the day when he was married to Diana. Yeah, that one. They had like a lunchtime meal with him, PiersMorgan, no surprise there, and somebody who I haven't seen much said about her just yet, but another guest at excuse me, at the meal was Claudia Winkleman. Interesting. Anyway, so I want to play some of these things, and hopefully you can hear what I'm playing. This guy is, I think he's an artist. Let me see. He's a photographer. That's it. He's a photographer with 53.2k followers. Okay. This is what he's had to say. The recent article by Jeremy Clarkson is genuinely scary territory. We cannot look away or be indifferent to this type of hate. We have to be better than this. That's one of the reasons why I am firing up these live streams. Because it's time we spoke up. And I've got a big gob, guys. I will speak up. Okay, so let's watch this. Hopefully you can hear me. You can hear it, rather. Please say yay or nay in the chat, and then I'll know whether you can hear it. Okay. Let's put this on.
As a father, frankly, as a human being, I am horrified by the article written by Mr. Jeremy Clarkson.
Can you hear this, guys? Because if not, then there's not much point in me playing it. Can you hear it? Excuse me. Oh, goody, goody. Okay.
Inciting violence towards Meghan. The idea that hate can be weaponized to its full potency by men with such powerful platforms is terrifying. I have 2 little girls, and I'm trying to figure out a way for there to be light in the world that they're going to grow into. This goes well past whether you have any opinions on what's been going on over the last few weeks, and it's just wrong. And if you see this kind of hate being weaponized against women and you dismiss it or you look away, then that's on you. I don't know what else to say. That this is unacceptable and dangerous and scary and unwarranted. And if this country wants to show any kind of greatness, then we must all call this out. It's beyond the pale.
So that's that. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that people are speaking out, but I can so relate to what this man said. I mean, it's the despair, you know, it's the despair in his voice of, oh my God, not again, you know, not more racism. Sadly, there is. You know, and that's why it annoys me so much when you get people who say, "Oh no, we don't have any racism over in Britain. No, we don't. It's not like in America, you know. We don't have racism over here." Yes, we do. This next piece that I want to play you is what happened when, I mean, you may well have seen this. I mean, this clip has had 2.2 million views, but it was a TV program that Good Morning Britain, I think it was called, that PiersMorgan used to be on. And in this clip, this mixed race guy here speaks up about PiersMorgan and his constant attacks on Meghan. Okay, so I'm going to play this for you now. Let's do this. Hey, Edna, how are you, darling? Thanks for coming over. Okay, so I'm going to play this now. I think I have to mute myself so that you can hear them. Okay.
What has happened with Prince Harry in this situation? He walked behind his mother's coffin at a tender age in front of the globe. That is going to shape a young boy for the rest of his life. So I think that we need to all take a step back. And I understand that you don't like Meghan Markle. You've made it so clear a number of times on this program, a number of times. And I understand that you've got a personal relationship with Meghan Markle, or had one, and she cut you off. She's entitled to cut you off if she wants to. Has she said anything about you since she cut you off? I don't think she has, but yet you continue to trash her.
Okay, I'm done with this.
No.
Sorry, no.
Sorry. Do you know what? That's pathetic.
You can trash me, maybe not my
No.
See you later.
I'm being...
Sorry, can't do
This is
this.
absolutely diabolical behaviour. I'm sorry, but Piers spouts off on a regular basis, and we all have to sit there and listen. 6:30 to 7 o'clock yesterday was incredibly hard to watch.
So, as for the people that have come in since I said, PiersMorgan, the one who stomped out of live TV just then, was also at this meeting with Camilla and JeremyClarkson. So just think about that. Okay? This is why, and this is one of the reasons why I will use my voice, guys. I will use my voice. Right. Before I go on, I want to just say, because I can't remember whether I've done it, but in case you didn't know, this is me, guys. Hello there, and welcome to Jan's Views. Despite being on YouTube for a few years now, I don't think I've ever done an introductory video about me, about Jan's Reviews, who now is Jan's Views. So I thought, you know, it might be quite a good idea just to let you guys know what gets me ticking that No, it's not ticking over, is it? Anyway, so this is me, guys. Hello. I've got sorted myself out, guys. I was all in a flap. The other thing that I wanted to show you before we move on to our therapist was what somebody has said. It's an article in HuffPost. I want to show you, which is this, and then we're going to move on from this. Okay, Jeremy Clarkson, there he is, widely condemned over violent, inexcusable Meghan Markle comments. So there are people speaking out about him. Thank God. How beautiful does Meghan look there? She looks stunning. So Kathy Burke also has spoken out about him, against him. Good. I like Kathy Burke. You soon find out in times of like this, you find out what people are really like, and yeah. Kathy Burke has got terrible language. She's put, watch the rest. I haven't watched it, guys. I still haven't watched it. I might watch it tonight. Watch the rest of Harry and Meghan Netflix. Still think they're pretty great. And I love their relationship with Meghan's gorgeous mum, Doria. Wishing them continued happiness and people like that. Colossal, see you next Tuesday. Clarkson continued pain with the thought of it. Yes, that's all we can wish him. Oh, and then they put in the article that I've just read to you. John Bishop is put, what the F is this? I don't care who you are or who you work for. You simply cannot write things like this. It's a blatant appeal to incite humiliation and violence on a woman. Some have excused it as dark humour. There is no joke here, Jeremy Clarkson, and no excuse. Yep. Then we've got another comedian. Did I say John Bishop is a comedian? Then we've got another comedian called Dom Jolly, who's put literally gobsmacked at the utterly vile and disgusting comments written about Meghan Markle by Jeremy Clarkson in The Sun. What an utter piece of trash he is. What is it with these types of men that triggers them so much? I don't know. And then we've got Edith Bauman. We've got a lot of people coming out in their defense. We need to see more of this. We need more people speaking out. Adil Ray, OBE, a woman and her mother talk about the pain she suffered and her suicidal thoughts. One of the country's biggest tabloids decides to publish this in response. Thinking of every woman or man who are in pain right now, please remember we have got you. Absolutely. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that people are speaking up. This is what is meant by systematic racism. It's when you've got huge figures in your community, and I'm using Britain as the term community. When you've got huge figures like Jeremy Clarkson and PiersMorgan, who have huge followings, and they come out, they speak very negatively about somebody. There's an awful lot of sheep out there, guys, who can't really think for themselves. And this is where it's dangerous, because when Jeremy Clarkson says that he fantasizes about seeing Meghan riding through, does he say she's riding? Oh, made to parade naked through the streets of every town in Britain while the crowds chant shame and throw lumps of shite at her. I mean, is that said in jest? I don't see that as very funny, and I'm so pleased to see that nobody else thinks you're funny, matey. Nobody else. You're just a piece of garbage. And yeah. So that's that on the Jeremy Clarkson thing. Let me see what you've got to say. Yes, yes. I agree. People are speaking out. Meghan is incredibly classy, and that's what they hate. Yes, I love Kathy Berg too. It's so nice to see you. Is that your cat? Yes. Oh, could you hear her? Do you know she's been in a funny old mood since we've had the snow? I don't think she really knows what to do with herself. So she's been crying a lot, and I think it's because she wants to go out, but then when she goes out, she doesn't enjoy it. So she moans. She comes back and then spends the whole time moaning at me as if I can do anything about it. Can't do anything about it, Oscar. I'm sorry. So let's move on to Little Miss Wonderful. What has she had to say? What has she had to say? This will give you a clue. If you see the thumbnail, this will give you a clue. Oh, there I am. I'm back. Right. Okay. So this one. Hello, Jill. Hello, darling. I haven't seen you for a while. I hope you're keeping well. Merry Christmas to you and to all of you. Right. Okay. So let's go over this lady, shall we? Let's go over it again. This time she's named the video Pawns in a Very Sinister Game? Question mark. Therapist view. So we have to remember, guys, that this is a therapist view. Okay, let's do this.
Hey Bubble family, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a good week so far and you've enjoyed your weekend.
We have, thank you.
I'm going to be discussing the recent events that have been happening. I did touch on this a little bit on the live, but I thought I'm going to go into a little bit more detail. I'm going to give you some pictures because I've also seen the recent photograph of the alleged CASPER child, that is Archie.
Right. Oh, I wish I'd got that face as a blooming screenshot. She insists on calling Archie and Lily CASPER children. What do we all think that means? What do we think that means? I think it means that she is aligning them with the character that's called CASPER the Ghost. Does anyone else think that? Put one in the chat if you think that as well, or tell me what else you think it could possibly mean. Maybe I've got it wrong. What do you think that she means by CASPER child? And would you find it offensive if somebody called one of your children CASPER? It is very odd, isn't it? It is very odd. Yes, one in the chat from Edna. Let's go on.
I appreciate that the children aspect is a little bit tricky, because whether these child, no, well, maybe, yeah, maybe this child, because I don't believe the second one actually exists at this point. But regardless.
Okay, so she's saying that the second one doesn't exist. Okay, this was filmed 13 days ago. Okay, let's go on.
Regardless of who they are, whether they are being used as pawns, whether they are they don't exist, but they're using actors, or they are using friends' children, or whatever is going on, there does seem to be at certain points children being used for these photographs, and they are innocent. However, when you are two people that one is a member of the British royal family and the other one has married into the royal family, and I believe are lying, then I think it's, I'm sorry, but then it's all bets are off. So yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about that.
I have to laugh, guys, because otherwise I get angry, and nobody likes an angry Jan. Yeah, so this is a conspiracy. This is a conspiracy from our therapist. I think we're just going to call her the therapist. Okay, this is her conspiracy. Yeah, I wanted to. Actually, I'll probably do that in a minute, but I may not need to, because she speaks for herself, really. I don't need to show anything else. That's reacting on her part. Why would they do that? I know. That's reaching on her part. Exactly. Why would they do that?
And
I
swear I have done this intro
voice
about 10 times. I've got such brain fog. It's like I'm halfway through and I'm just like, what was I saying?
Okay, she now rambles about nothing, so I'm going to skip along here. Have you heard? Right, hang on a minute. Sorry, I should be referring to you. Yes, I know. Absolutely. Have you heard the same about Boris Carey's kid? No, I haven't. No, I haven't heard that. That's interesting. So people are saying that he hasn't got a child. No, no. I tell you, these conspiracy theorists drive me up the wall. They drive me insane. Sound is good. Good, I'm glad.
So many of you have been buying it, which is great.
Right, she's rabbiting. Oh, okay. So now we're getting to that. Now we're here. Okay, let's start. They are. She's a qualified therapist.
So, Bubbles. I am getting this all out of the way now, because come the new year, when I start the new direction on my channel and doing the true crime and doing more of the some of the beauty stuff, don't get me wrong, I will be doing this channel.
Oh,
and I will be still giving you my therapy things, but I will do maybe a once a week catch up on all things that are Harry and Meghan.
Yeah, all right, get on with
something
it.
else that's come out regarding
not interested.
HUSSEY. Is it HUSSEY or HUSSEY?
Oh, that's it. Sorry. Before she goes on, or before I go on, She's now going to talk about what happened at a meeting with somebody called Lady HUSSEY. Now, Lady HUSSEY is an 82 or 83-year-old royal who was at a meet and greet or something, some sort of event where members of the public were invited, and you know, on invitation only, obviously. And when she got there, she was a black woman, this woman in particular, and the Miss Lady HUSSEY said to her, well, which part of Africa are you from? The lady found it, lady in question found it offensive. Would I find it offensive? Do you know what? I've heard it so many times. You know, I've heard it so many times. Where are you from then? And I've always said, well, I was born in Islington. Yeah, but where are you from? What they're saying is, where's the black come from? That's what they're saying. To be honest, doesn't offend me anymore. It's just something that I'm used to having said to me and I respond to. But this visitor found it offensive. Okay, so, and it all blew up. I think she made it public somehow and it all blew up. Let's see what our therapist thought about it, shall we, guys?
Say Lady H was racist towards her. So I will be getting into that as well. But let's talk first about, so the Prince and Princess of Wales have gone to Boston for Earthshot, and by all accounts, it has been an absolute success. They wowed the public. I mean, you've only got, and I'm going to put up various pictures as well. You've only got to see the amount of people when they first arrived that were standing in the pouring rain, waiting.
Here she's emphasising how much more popular William and Kate are.
To catch a glimpse of them. It just shows you that no matter what has happened, there are still so many people that love the British royal family. And
true.
So I truly think that even though we have the select few people that talk about the racism or talk about the treatment of Harry and Meghan,
so we're the select few, are we? Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting to know. Do you know what? I've spent my life being the select few.
I think majoritively, and you've only got to see the likes compared to the dislikes of the trailer that dropped to see that they, majoritively, they are liked and well loved. I think it's just unfortunate that the people who don't like them kind of shout the loudest. So it seems as if that is the common theme, that they are just not liked and Harry and Meghan are preferred, when they're not. They're not.
She knows, you know. She knows. Our therapist knows. Oh my God, she knows.
And more and more people are seeing them for who they are. And I think that the important thing is more and more people who, important people, credible people, are in a way speaking out or doing things that show they are throwing their support. Like, for example, they met the President of the United States. Prince William did. Now that to me is saying I'm putting myself behind the royal family, because he never met, when they were in New York, he never met them. He's never invited them. So I think that really does say what his intentions are. And I think it shows the theme and the mood of the American country. That,
oh my God. Okay, you Americans, brace yourselves. She's going to speak for you now, okay? Do you want her? Can we send her over to you? Because she hasn't got a bloody clue, guys.
a lot of people are putting their support behind the royal family and almost show sympathy towards the fact that Harry and Meghan are speaking about people. And we all knew that they were going to try and do something to upstage. Now, let's be clear. They are not stupid. They've known about...
hang on, I missed that. Who are they upstaging? So... So every time they are filmed doing like public services, they're trying to upstage William and Harry. William and what's her name? Kate. Like a bloody broomstick. No, it's all right, Edna. We're going to send her over, darling. Okay. Huh. Right. Okay, come on then.
This New York trip. They've known about this American trip in Boston for a long time. And there's always been this thing that as royals, they never do something that overshadows another royal's engagement. Harry and Meghan have consistently tried to...
What did she say? Hang on, let's go back over that. Sorry, guys. Hang on, I missed that. Too busy speaking to you in the chat. What did she say?
We all knew that they were going to try and do something to upstage. Now, let's be clear. They are not stupid. They've known about this New York trip. They've known about this American trip in Boston for a long time. And there's always been this thing that as royals, they never do something that overshadows another royal's engagement. Really?
I've not heard of that. I have not heard of that. Have any of you heard of that? Maybe it's just me. I tell you what, if I was to meet this woman and she was to go on like this, I'd just spend the whole time in laughter. I would. I'd just laugh. Because either you laugh or you get angry. In my case, either I laugh at stupidity or I get annoyed, which leads to getting angry. And I don't like being angry. I don't like being annoyed. So I just laugh. Maybe it's a nervous laugh. I don't know. But I would be in hysterics over this woman.
Harry and Meghan have consistently tried to do that. They've tried since leaving the royal family. They have consistently tried to do things where they release a podcast or they throw.
One thing we have to do, we have to remind one person. We have to remind that you can't actually leave the royal family. You can't. You know, Harry's father is the king. This is what this woman doesn't seem to understand. Harry's father will always be the king. Okay? Whether he decided to leave England to go and live in another country does not take away the fact of whom his father is. It's his family. And this woman doesn't seem to understand it, guys. Most peculiar.
Throw out a picture of Archie, or they do something that to try and overshadow what the other members of the royal family are doing. And absolutely, here we have it again. Firstly, we have the picture that, and I will get to that picture in a minute, but we have the picture that was released of the alleged CASPER child
Here we go, CASPER
standing
again.
with Meghan and Doria in an alleged Zoom chat.
Oh, it was alleged. It was alleged. It wasn't a real Zoom chat, guys. It was alleged. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It wasn't a Zoom chat. Yeah, are you listening at the back? Jeez, Louise.
And then we have the drop of the trailer, the timing of it, the timing of this alleged woman who her name is Marlene Headley, who has alleged that Lady H was incredibly racist about her. Now, I've seen the transcripts and I will put this up here so you can see. Now, the thing is with it, when you're reading a transcript, firstly, she wasn't invited. These are things that people have told me. I'm not just saying that I've actually gone and researched this myself. I have been told these things and then I've gone and looked it up.
And there lies the problem. She gets told things and then speaks on them. She can't be bothered to look on her computer, although she said, oh, yeah, I'm told things, and then I go and have a look at the... Listen, we can all find different opinions online. That's the beauty of being online. That's the beauty of the internet. We can find our own little cliques of people with which we get on with whom we can believe in, or we've got the same interests. So what this Our Lady therapist is doing is receiving information from a certain part of the society that hates on Meghan, hates on Harry. So she receives that information and then seeks out more information that goes along with that. So yeah, I would go on panel with her. I would quite happily go on panel with her, Rye. So that's where she's getting her information from. Now, I mean, would I be reacting to her if she wasn't, a therapist? Probably, because the woman is, she may just as well be holding up a board, be a board lady and put, I hate Meghan and Harry. She might as well just be doing that. Let's be honest, guys. So yeah, I probably would still be reacting to her, but one of the main reasons I'm doing it is because of what's written at the top here, Tea and Therapy UK. Well, yeah, maybe if she went on as a normal person, you know what I'm saying, a regular member of society, then that's a different issue. That's a different thing to if you're going on as somebody who's done all the exams, passed all the exams. She knows what she's talking about. She knows everything about mental health because she's a therapist. That's a different issue. That is an entirely different issue. And that's what I'm bringing up this for. Okay. I know there's thousands of women like her in society, in English society, that probably feel exactly the same. But then, because this woman has got a bigger footprint, if you like, on YouTube, look at all the comments she gets, and each and every one is saying the same thing, that they hate Meghan. And oh, you're so right, Miss Therapist. You're so right. Like, if I wore a Welsh costume in the middle of London and people asked me where I was born, I wouldn't be offended. That's beside the point. The Welsh have not been crucified for thousands of years. That's the point. Oh, anyway, I don't want to get angry. So let's get back onto this.
So I thank the people that have emailed me or messaged me, etc., to give me this information.
Did you know that the vast majority of self-published books don't sell more than a few copies? It's because...
So apparently she wasn't invited. She, in a way, gate crashed alongside somebody. She was dressed.
Okay, so we're going back. She's all over the place. She's worse than I am, guys, and I'm bad enough. Right, so she's gone back to when I was telling you about the lady Hussey, the one who asked the black lady which part of Africa she was from. Yeah. So let's see what she's got to say about her.
In kind of in all what all can be described as an ethnic attire. So
it's at that point I would have punched her in the face. Oh my God, she can't even say ethnic. She can't say ethnic. Oh my God. Lordy, Miss Claudia, it's dangerous to be a mental health professional propping up these ideas. Too many people are already too fragile. Exactly, Edna. Exactly. She gets people to email her information. Of course she does. And the thing is, she's in a hug box. She's in a hug box. So she's only going to answer people that agree with her anyway. I've written on underneath some of these videos. You can't see my comments. They've all gone. Oh God. Oh, here we go. Look, I'll read another one here. Okay, this is Mrs. Sparkles and Glitter. She's a very sparkly and glittery person. Okay, this is what she's written. This is only my opinion, but I have always felt a darkness and evil, with capital letters, inside of that woman. She is clearly a narcissist that has been proven, but I also believe we are dealing with something else in her case. Really? Listen, we got to believe this, guys, because that's from somebody who calls herself Miss Sparkles and Glitter. Oh, we've got an American here. Hang on a minute. I'm going to read this one. Hang on. Now, these are the type of people. These are the type of people that somebody like the therapist gets their attention. They're in, you know, they will follow her. They will, because, and also they will spout out their prejudices because they know they're in a safe space to do that. So anyway, this is an American. Okay, as an American, mind you, she's called Berkshire, never mind. As an American, we get made fun of because we constantly ask people what their nationality is. Having dark hair, dark eyes, constantly asked if I'm Greek, Arab, Italian, etc. Never once here are people offended. As far as Black Americans are concerned, it's not asked due to slavery. However, if someone had an accent or were in tribal dress, you can ask. If it's apparent they were born in the Caribbean or Africa, for example, or if dressed in traditional dress, would assume perhaps they actually know, traced or identified with their heritage. The fact Britain did not have slavery on their shores, why would it be strange to ask? Asking someone of their background is not racist. It's so ridiculous. Oh, she's got 4 replies. Should we see what her replies are? Let's see if there's somebody that thinks like that. There's some controversy in the chat. Okay. Sorry, dear. I don't think you know English history. You are wrong about slavery in England. That's it. You put her right. I'm English and come from a very old English family, hundreds and hundreds of years old. England had slaves. Trading in enslaved Africans becoming established in the 1500s. Queen Elizabeth approved it. But she also saw the problem that could happen if they weren't sent back. Thus, some got sent back, but obviously some didn't for various reasons. In 1807, it was abolished in the UK. See, somebody knows what they're talking about. Berkshire responds, oh, for goodness sake. So in London, it would be wrong to ask an Indian person where they are from? What about someone of Asian descent dressed in a kimono or event, not where native dressed was the code. The language is going a bit off here. Everyone is from somewhere. You change your name to that of your origin and wear the dress, but bulk when asked. What? The world has gone mad, even here. If an African American were asked, they may say the state they were born, let alone if in native dress. Many here, in fact, that is the case. Sorry, this woman, her English is appalling, guys. Right, okay, in that case, would know through study, particularly at a high society, cultural or public cause forum event. If she just answered, she probably could have shared a relevant story of the Queen's travels, tours, work. I mean, what? What? Okay. Oh, someone else has jumped in on this conversation. Right. My grandfather, born in England, was sold by England to Canada along with thousands of other 10-year-old boys as farmhands. The girls were sold to America as domestic. Sorry, I said that wrong. The girls were sold to Australia as domestic servants. £2 per kid. This cleared the children's homes. True. This is so true. This is so true. Let me tell you something. I was brought up in a children's home. If I was a boy, I would have been sent to Australia. There, that's a fact. That's an unknown fact. This cleared the children's homes and added workers to the colonies. Many were not orphans, Barnardos, Fegans, etc. were the home's names. I was in Barnardo's. There you go. Politicians of the turn of the century wanted the streets clear of the poor and motherless. My grandfather lived to 96 and refused to ever return to the UK. He was so hurt. So in colonial empire times, it was a different world. Well said, Joy Webster. Whoever you are, well said. She's getting a like from me for that. See, this is, yeah, anyway, that's another live stream. I mean, if you want to talk about, racism as a whole, I'd happily, fire up a live stream about that. But we need to stick to this moron, don't we? Because we're nearly an hour in and we still haven't watched all of it. Okay, so the response to that from Miss Berkshire is, here we go. Yes, I am aware of this. The only way you can describe human history is brutal. I believe that most people can take social cues. If this woman's parents immigrated to England in the 50s, she is indeed first generation British. In a city like London, New York, where immigration is so common, I can imagine that question coming up much. What? Coming up much? It certainly does here. If she would have said my parents immigrated from Barbados, question answered. Do you know this woman? This is exactly the type of person that our therapist has in her audience, because these people, they just don't have a clue. It seems in this world, although I think it's getting better, but it seems that unless you've gone through it, you simply cannot understand what other people have been through. I think the word is empathy. Why can't these people empathize? Simply because they've never gone through it themselves? I don't know. I mean, I empathize with certain groups in society, mainly, I suppose, because I know what it's like to feel persecuted. So, yes, I do empathize with other people, but some people are incapable. Oh, bye-bye, Edna. Thank you so much for coming, darling. Lovely to see you. But some people, it seems, are incapable of empathizing with people, with other people, because they just can't. They're single-minded, guys.
So it would seem that she come from the place that she's come from, not someone that actually lived in, is it London or wherever it was. And to me, when I read the it looked to me that Lady H was asking questions. Bearing in mind she's 83, bearing in mind she's of a different generation.
Oh, okay. So we're going down there. She's too old. She's too old to understand how racist it is to say that. Listen, I know there's certain things that I may have said in my 20s that aren't acceptable now in today's world. I know that. My kids tell me all the time. I don't, if I was to say something in public and I was told that, do you know, Jan, that comes across as being, this or being that. You shouldn't really be saying that in public. I would be so apologetic. I would be, because you can't use ignorance as an excuse, because a lot of prejudice is based on ignorance. So you can't use it as an excuse. You have to learn. And, whether she's 18 or 80, she should be aware of what is and isn't acceptable.
And so it probably could come across maybe even a bit brash or whatever it is, but it's still, we've just got a transcript. But apparently this one went in mic'd up. Why would you do that? Why would you go in mic'd up to...
So now she's going to start accusing the woman of some sort of, sinister reason for being there. She went in there mic'd up. She shouldn't have been mic'd up. This woman's, this elderly royal shouldn't have had her racist remark taped. So yeah, no, it's not fair. It's not fair. I need a drink, guys. So I'm going to take a quick break and be back with you very, very soon. Okie dokie, just a quick break there. Right, I think we're going to move on because this woman is just going on and on, blaming the woman who was insulted, and we don't have time for that, guys. We just don't have time for that. So let's move on up. I want her to come. I want to be talking about how she refers to the children and her conspiracy about the children.
To an event that had them there. I wouldn't. Would you?
Right, okay. Let's move on.
That's disgusting. A lot of people who are... So I think this one was a plant. They're absolutely 99.9% assured that I think this one was planted.
Oh my God. I hadn't heard that. I hadn't heard that bit. She was a plant, guys. She knew that this old fart was going to come up to her and say, hello, nice to meet you. So, where are you from? What part of Africa are you from, dear? Yeah, she knew. Everyone knew. So they taped her up. They put a microphone on her. I can't. I just can't with this twat. Right, move on. Move on to the kids, love.
Saying this. Even though I don't agree with that either.
Okay, shut up.
What they should have done was they should have had a conversation with Lady H. They should have brought this woman in. There must have been witnesses. There must have been enough people to see. There must have been cameras. There must have been things that they could have looked at.
Oh my God. Talk about making excuses. Let's move on.
These are those rhombohedron crystals in your pineal gland. When those crystals become electrically activated,
divided. We are being pushed further and further into these little corners. Women, men, people of color, white people. When we are all humans, we all bleed the same. We are human beings. Instead of treating each other like a human being or treating each other like based on your behavior, it's like, you know, at the end of the day, even if this Lady H, maybe her behavior wasn't particularly okay and maybe someone didn't like it, but it's okay to have that. But why does it have to now be that everything's on social media? Everything's plastered on social media.
Because that's the life we live in. Get over it, love. And that's the life that you're gaining money. You're being paid to be a bitch to Harry and Meghan. So you can't have it both ways. You know, that plant. That plant who was, you know, she took offense to it. I can't blame her. But there you go. I want to move on. God, come on. Let's move on.
The series, but I can't because I will possibly need to replace my TV because that trailer made my blood boil. It is going to affect my mental health.
I think it already has. I think it has affected your mental health in a very negative way. Absolutely, 100%, to the point where you're not using your brain. Because to be so open about your views is not a good look for you and won't be a good look for you. Remember, this is the internet.
So I will get some snippets from people that are talking about it. And if there's something specific that people have mentioned that I need to go and look at, then I will. But for the most part, I'm not sitting through that entire thing, especially just before Christmas. It will ruin my Christmas.
Well, then that's really sad. I think that's really sad that you can't watch a program that is explaining very, very well what this couple have been through without it ruining your Christmas. I think it's very, very sad. But the funny thing is, she's already admitted that she hasn't watched it. So how is it going to ruin your Christmas? Has it not sort of ruined your Christmas? The fact that, you know, a couple of times a week or however often you're putting these garbage videos up, has it not sort of, does that not sort of contradict what you're saying? It may well ruin your Christmas, but I tell you what, with the money you've earned by spewing your vitriol and your hatred for Harry and Meghan, I think somehow you'll wake up with a smile on your face on Christmas morning.
It will. I'll smash my TV. Something will happen because I just can't. So I know that you might be disappointed, but I'm sure many of you will also understand.
Yeah, keep trying.
And then, of course, we have the photograph, which I will put up here. Where's Archie's red hair?
Okay, she is basing her conspiracy on the fact that Archie's hair doesn't look ginger. Okay, let's go in on this. Right. She's basing all her vitriol and hatred and the fact that she calls this darling little boy CASPER on the fact that this picture, in her opinion, shows him with non-ginger hair. Let's carry on.
Where's it gone? I'm sorry, there is something very, very off about this photograph. Firstly, that poor child looks absolutely miserable.
Oh, Lordy, Miss Claudie.
To the point where it's almost like blink twice, will come and rescue you, kind of miserable. There is something...
You see what I mean about her painting these narratives? Like, that child doesn't want to be there. He looks so miserable. Maybe they've kidnapped him. Oh, no, no, no. He's a fake child. He's a fake child. You know, he doesn't belong to that family. This is what she's putting out there, guys.
Something very off about the photograph. Again, it doesn't look like a normal photograph. It doesn't look like a normal sort of a snapshot of a Zoom call. Also, who took that? Who took that? Because that isn't how Meghan hasn't taken that. So you're telling me that someone on a Zoom call has decided to take a screen grab of a child. And yet somehow Meghan and Harry, who want their privacy, who keep their children, alleged children, so private that nobody sees them, but is happy to suddenly, because obviously it's let's wheel out the child, because like they did on the podcast, because actually it takes away the limelight from William and Catherine for a minute. But like many people have said, you know, where's the red hair? And sorry, no, a child's hair does not change like that.
This is my gotcha moment. As I've said, I have 4 children. I also have 4 grandchildren. I can tell you, their hair changes significantly as they get older. It just does. And this woman obviously has never had mixed race children, because I don't know whether it's a phenomenon just with mixed race, or whether it's a phenomenon, you know, or whether it happens when you've got, you know, non-mixed race children. I don't know, because I've only ever had mixed race children. But she's copyrighted it, has she? Good for her. Good for her. I would love you all to share this, you know, so that other people can see with their own eyes and come up with their own conclusions about what she's spreading. I would really love that, guys. So I have, as I've said, I have mixed race children. My first child, all my babies were bald, so I had to wait. Oh, apart from my youngest son, he had some hair. Now my eldest one was bald for months and months. And when her hair came through, it came through as little blonde curls that went with her blue eyes. She had blue eyes. So when I was out and about, as I said, I had people that used to say, well, whose child is that? I have. I've told the story before about being out and some elderly woman, I was helping at a jumble sale, and an elderly woman said to me, I was stood there holding my child, and she said, where's the child? What a gorgeous baby. Where's the mum? And I said, I'm the mum. She said, no, really, where's the mother? I am the mother. She wouldn't have it. She stood there arguing with me because I was holding a very pale, blue-eyed, blonde, curly-haired little girl, and she just couldn't understand it. So now, as that child grew up, her hair got darker and darker and darker. And now, okay, she dyes her hair now, but now she's got dark hair. And it's always been the same. And the thing is with the others, although their hair was dark when it came through, even the feel of it, even the texture of the hair changes. And that's something that she's not noticed with this little boy. She's so determined that this little boy's parentage is in question because now his hair looks a lot different to when he was little. When he was little, you know, he had red hair. Now it's gone, and now he's got dark, curly hair. It happens. It happens. Stop showing your ignorance and your prejudice, because that's all she's showing. That's all she's showing by making remarks like that.
It doesn't. You know, it's daylight. You know, when you've got footage and photographs of the child with flaming red hair. So what that says to me is...
Actually, I would disagree. I think when the child was younger, it was more like auburn hair. He wasn't carrot red. It was auburn hair. Which again could turn dark as he gets older.
The original child that they've been using has that colour hair.
Oh my
But then
God.
they Photoshop the red hair to make it seem like the child is Harry's.
Oh, hang on a minute. So they've got rid of the red hair to make it seem like Harry's? How does that work then? So when Archie was a baby, he had red hair. Now that he's older, he hasn't got red hair. So when were they... Why would they Photoshop it so that when he's older, he doesn't look like Harry's then? Because he's got dark hair. Make it make sense.
And I've said this before. There is something very, very off about who they use for the child that is Archie. Now, if you look at previous photographs, the child hasn't even got the same sort of face. So I think they've done some, let's be honest, they've got money. They can do editing. We know it can be done. And I've said this before, they have edited photographs. I think they have a child that they use, and then as the child grows up, because the child that they actually use will start to look more and more like whoever the real parents are. That's why they only have certain people that will take photographs of the child when they are okay with it.
Oh my God. So in this woman's world, anybody should be allowed to take pictures of your child. Is that what she's saying? Or what she's saying is there's so many people in on this conspiracy that only certain people can take pictures of a certain child and pretend that it's Harry's son. I mean, does she listen to herself? Jeez.
And of course it has to be Doria, because Doria is in on it. And I'm sorry, I know this sounds conspiracy theory, but I do believe that I think Doria is in on it. That's why she's in some of the photographs. But again,
so she couldn't possibly be in it because she's the child's grandmother. No, she's in it because she's conspiring with her daughter and her daughter's husband, and they're bringing in this little child actor. Oh, stop it, woman. Just stop it.
and where's Harry? And I just think there's something wrong with that photograph. It doesn't look like a normal, it's like it's a little bit grainy. It's just, there is something off. And that child's hair is very dark. He's gone from, in the last picture that we saw, where they were sitting together and she was holding up Lily, alleged Lily, as a baby. Archie had flaming red hair. And I'll put the picture up here so you can see it. And then suddenly now he's got dark brown hair. Oh, unless they've dyed it, which I doubt.
She had no idea.
So was that maybe the Photoshopper wasn't available that day? I don't know.
The Photoshopper wasn't available that day, guys. I mean, what she's so involved in this conspiracy. She doesn't realize how it doesn't make sense. If the child has ginger hair as a child, red hair, and again, I will say it was more auburn than bright red hair, right? If the child had that, and now he's got dark hair, I think what she's saying is maybe they made a mistake. They forgot to put a red head wig on him. Oh, Lord. Lordy, Miss Claudie.
But I don't believe it. I don't believe it, and I will stand by that. There is something wrong. They do not treat these children as normal children. And the fact that nobody picks up on this, when I say nobody, I don't mean all of us, but I mean the media. The media, as soon as a picture is released, it's like, oh gosh, look at Archie, he's amazing. But most people, most journalists by now will be kind of going, hang on a minute. This is starting to get a little bit weird. And why have Archie on and not bring Lily on? It's like we never see the children together unless it's an orchestrated photograph that they've got someone in to do. We never.
Right, okay, I've got to do something here because oh Lordy, Miss Claudie, I'm gonna find. I did when I was checking on this last night. I was looking to see that why they never have pictures of the two children together. I just don't understand it. Why do they never have two pictures of them together? Oh, bear with me, share the screen, here we go. Right, okay, I just don't understand it, guys. Why is there never any pictures of them together? Why is that so? Why do they, you only ever see one, you never see the two together. Lordy, Miss Claudie. Right, there we have. What a beautiful little tot. She's lucky, actually. Lucky? She seems to have not got her curls come through yet, but she's only a year. Her hair will still change. Right, let's see. We never have any pictures of them together. Never, ever, ever have any pictures of them together. Ever. Look, it's just fake. It's all fake. Just disgusting. Just disgusting. Let's see. And it's just staged, when there are children, when they do show videos, it's just all like staged. Right, accept it. Look at this. This is just horrific. Oh, I can't see it. It won't let me see it. That's annoying. It's just like, how can they do it? How can they go around pretending to everybody that those children are theirs? That's a different child. That isn't Archie. Let's see. What are they doing here? YouTube. Archie 6 months. That isn't Archie. Oh my God, who am I looking at? Starring Vinner. Okay, that isn't Archie. This is why she's getting all confused. She's looking at these things, isn't she? That's why. That's why she's believing it's a different child. Oh, I love that picture. Who's that? That's Meghan, isn't it? That's Meghan. Oh. Let's see. Let's see if we've got any pictures of the two of them together. I don't know what this guy is doing, but it's not Archie. And he's got the comments turned off. I wonder why. I wonder why he's got the comments turned off. That is not Archie. See, my kids were like that. Bald. For months and months and months. Why are these people putting up all these fake pictures? Look, that child is not the same as that child. I mean, do people not realize? No wonder this woman's lost her hasn't got a clue what's happening. No wonder. Jeez Louise. Oh, I can't find any more of them, but that's why he's taken off the comments. Oh, Lord. Lordy, Miss Claudie. It gets worse. Maybe they don't go on British Airways. Maybe they use a private jet. You know what's hard to understand for me anyway is how somebody who has had the intelligence to get some sort of qualification can be quite so stupid. I don't know. I don't understand that, guys. But then I'm not a sort of conspiratory minded person. I don't believe in conspiracies, you know, but someone like this, she's obviously been swept along by it and actually believes what she says. I just find it mind-blowing. Why not? Why not? Why does everything have to be a conspiracy? It's just amazing to me. They are royals in America. They are royals in America. Whether you like it or not, they are royals. Who told you that then? How did you find that out, little Miss Clever Clogs? Oh, God. Guys, I think I'm going to leave this one here because it's been an hour and a half and I'm done. I'm done with this buffoon. I can't. I just can't anymore. I want to say thank you so much for coming along, taking part, listening to me going off and off. Sorry we had to bring the therapist on, but oh my God, she's just a gift that keeps on giving, guys. I hope you have a good week next week. I'll probably be on again in the next couple of days. So click my notification button just so that you know when I'm ready to go live again. And you take care of yourselves out there, guys. It's a rotten old world. Bye-bye for now.